what's up, guys? How you doing? Today we are going to be watching 10 strangest things
that have washed on shore. Number 10.
Yeah, 10 strangest things that have washed up on the shore. Okay, let's watch this.
Hairy monster. In February 2017, a 6-meter-long hairy sea creature suddenly washed up on the shore of Dinagat Island in the Philippines, and people started to question what the horrid-looking hairy creature was. An unidentified
Ew, that's just gross.
creature like this is often known as a globster, and they've been washing up for years. While some people think it might
Okay, so globsters have been washing up for years?
Kind of like a lobster.
What the heck?
be a new species, experts aren't convinced. The carcass was about 6 meters long, but that was obviously not the whole carcass. Carcass did not have a tail anywhere in sight, so it would have had to have been way larger than that.
What? Way larger? How?
Doesn't even
No.
have a tail.
That thing's huge. It's 6 meters.
Would suggest that it was probably a whale, but then again, whales do not have that much hair. Perhaps it was just an accumulation of Lady Gaga's hair pieces discarded down the drains through the years. We told her, man. We really did tell her. Anyway, as the gobsmacked locals rushed to take selfies with the 20
Yeah, right. I would not take selfies with that.
foot creature after it appeared on the beach, scientists were more interested in identifying it. Weighing approximately 4,400 pounds, it was believed to have
What? That's heavy. It's not the whole thing.
turned white due to decomposition. With further investigation, they determined that it died 2 weeks before washing on shore, following a 6.5 magnitude earthquake. They later concluded that it was a whale, but the abnormal hair on it was never completely explainable. Number 9.
Okay, so that was just a crazy one. I can't believe what's going to be next. I don't know what's going to be next. I don't know.
Deep sea oarfish. On August 8th, one day before a magnitude 6.6 earthquake hit Luzon Island in the Philippines, 2 oarfish, one 12 feet long and the other 14 feet long, washed up on a beach on another island. Surprisingly, they appeared to be in relatively good health, and the larger one was a female. Oarfish are thought to frequent depths
What the? You seen that? You seen those?
around 3,300 feet and are rarely ever found close to the shore or even on the surface of the water. Seeing them wash up on shore and still in good condition shocked many scientists, as oarfish discoveries on the surface caused observers and scientists to seek to understand why. They would get the rare opportunity to take a closer look at the elusive fish's biology. Because oarfish live in ocean depths, there is much about their anatomy and behavior that is unknown.
Okay, that was just huge, and I like how it actually waves that part on its body. That's cool, just cool.
Teams of scientists would always jump at the chance to study the animal's skeleton, muscles, feeding structures, and reproductive.
Stupid ad. Yeah, so you guys have to add. Okay, the ad's over.
Included 7-foot-long ovaries. Yes,
That thing's huge, and that actually looks pretty cool like that.
ovaries that are 7 feet long. Number 8. Blue sailors. In 20
Okay, I'm thinking this is going to be like a jellyfish because it said blue sailors and kind of looked like a jellyfish, so I don't know.
14, beachgoers on the western coast of the United States were confronted by millions of squishy blue animals resembling jellyfish, but each was topped with a rigid structure resembling a sail. From Washington to Oregon, their beaches
I've seen that before. I've seen a video with them before, yeah.
were absolutely blanketed with the strange sapphire blue creatures. Long after many wondered what these delicate beasts were, they were identified as velellas, also known as by-the-wind sailors, who were blown ashore by very strong westerly winds. Each of these tiny organisms that are called by-the-wind sailors measured about 2.75 inches, 7 centimeters in length, and they
Wow, just wow. Do you see how many of them there are? That'd be cool.
typically inhabit the open ocean, preferring warm waters in locations around the world. But every few years, storm activity can sweep them toward coastal regions, where they pile up on beaches in enormous quantities.
That's pretty. I'm gonna take a screenshot right now. There we go.
In 2009 or 2010, dead and dying sailors accumulated on a California beach to a depth of several feet, while the villallas are
What? This is crazy. This is just crazy.
beautiful to look at. They gave off a strong fishy smell as they started to decay.
So they're beautiful, but they smell gross.
Jellyfish, they do have the capacity to sting their prey, but humans typically do not feel the effect. Still, people were advised not to touch them with their eyes. I wonder what weirdo would even do that in the first place, but hey, it's a strange, strange world.
Yeah, I know. Number 7.
Number 7. Giant squid. Remember Zeus in Clash of the Titans saying, "Release the Kraken"? Yeah, well, it seemed like someone released a...
Is that the Kraken? Look at this. Look at this. Take a screenshot of it.
Kraken.
I don't know.
real-life Kraken in June 2020.
For
Beachgoers
real.
in South Africa were alarmed by a 13.7-foot-long deep-sea dweller that washed ashore on a beach along Britannia Bay. It was discovered to be a giant squid, making the find even rarer. Pretty sure it would have been an open season in any restaurants nearby if there wasn't a pandemic. The enormous 10-armed
Yeah, for real. Like, I agree.
creatures live and hunt mostly in the deep ocean, thousands of feet below the surface, so what could it have been doing all the way up here? Maybe we'll never know.
Stupid ad again. See you guys after this ad. Okay, got the ad done. Number 6.
Dinosaur femur. Now, it's not particularly...
Dinosaur finger. Did you just hear him? That washed up on the beach.
shocking to discover dinosaur fossils and the like in this day and age. In fact, way over 500 non-avian dinosaur genera have been identified with certainty so far, and the total number of genera preserved in the fossil record has been estimated at around 1,850, nearly 75% of which remain to be discovered. However, there are hotspots for dinosaur fossil discoveries, and then there are some places that have never even been suspected to have any buried deep in them. One of these types of places used to be Washington until May 2015, when paleontologists discovered the first dinosaur fossil ever in Washington. They found a part of an 80-million-year-old left femur of a theropod dinosaur while collecting fossils of a sea creature on the
Did you see how big that was? That's crazy.
shores of Susia Island State Park. The theropod was a form of two-legged carnivorous dinosaurs that included dinosaurs like velociraptors and the Tyrannosaurus rex. That was extremely riveting for the scientists and other dinosaur enthusiasts. Number 5.
Wow.
Waxy clumps. May 2017
That's just gross. Waxy clumps. Wow.
in France saw one of the strangest things to wash on shore in a long while. Hundreds of yellow, fluffy blobs of mystery material washed up on the shores of northern France. The balls of goo were also found along many miles of the English Channel coastline. The mysterious yellow clumps looked a whole lot like sponges, very unappetizing hunks of butterscotch mousse, or possibly the biggest balls of earwax ever. All of those options are more than slightly disgusting. Tons of them also washed up along a tourist magnet stretch of France's Opal Coast. While no one knew exactly where
Gross. Very gross.
they came from, these strange invaders offered yet another telltale sign that the seas are teeming with trash no thanks to us. French authorities later identified the balls of goo as paraffin wax, a petroleum derivative that's used to manufacture everything from cosmetics to crayons to food additives. The culprits were suspected to be the commercial ships that ply the waters along the country's Opal Coast. When the ships discharged their cargo in the port, they would then wash their tanks and dump the residue overboard in the sea. When will we understand that the sea is not an unfeeling, unending trash dump? How shameful.
Yeah, because I actually live right by a trash dump, and it's literally right by the water. And a lot of trash is in the water, for real.
Number 4. Massive ice balls. In the frigid depths of winter, a strange phenomenon occurred in Lake Michigan. Perfectly formed hefty ice balls were
Lake Michigan? I've been Lake Michigan.
surprisingly seen floating in the water and lying across the Great Lake shoreline. These hefty balls of ice were as big as basketballs and weighed as much as 50. What would I do without you?
Nope, it's another ad. See you guys after it. Okay, that ad was really good because he was a really good singer. But let's get back to the video.
They were found all along the northeastern coast
What? Wow.
of Lake Michigan sometime in 2013. These ice balls were so fascinating and were said to start out as bits of slush and ice crystals. Thereafter, they would be formed after chunks broke off from ice sheets and got their near-perfect round shape by the rolling motion of waves close to the shore. These massive ice balls are commonly glimpsed in the area during winter months, but they rarely grew that large. In January 2017, thousands of these balls collected yet again on a beach at Port Sheldon. Guess which kids just got a pre-rolled ice balls winner to have all the fun? Number 3. Sea pickles. Unicorn horns or pickle?
Sea pickles are actually a thing. If you go on Minecraft, they're actually one of the things on Minecraft, if you know that. They're actually a thing.
Of the sea. What do you think these look like the most? People were confused as well when they washed up on the Pacific coast of the US and Canada in 2017. These gelatinous, translucent, bumpy-skinned, oblong sea creatures called pyrosomes decided...
Oh, that's where Minecraft got sea pickles. Oh, nice. Okay, let's keep going, guys.
...to take up residence in waters along the Pacific coastline of the U.S., congregating in the millions and washing up on beaches, and no one could say why. The so-called sea pickles are generally found in more tropical waters, and it is uncertain what triggered their unusual population explosion. These sea pickles were determined to be a type of pyrosome, a free-floating colony of hundreds of thousands of
That looks gross in the water.
tiny multicellular animals called zooids. Well, this invasion of the tubular, glowy sea pickles was not much to worry about, besides it being more evidence of how much humans continue to change the Earth, and it was a little annoying to step in them unknowingly. Now it's time for today's best pick. Today's best pick was sent in by a subscriber. If you come across a photo you'd like to know more about, then make sure, and who knows, you just might be lucky and get your photo featured. Number 2. Dead whale washed up on beach. On March 16th, 2019, workers from the Dabone Collector Museum Incorporated in Davao City in the Philippines recovered a male whale after it washed up dead on a beach in Compostela Valley in the Philippines. After they performed a necropsy, they discovered that its stomach was filled with 88 pounds, 40 kilograms of plastic bags. That was saddening because there was no doubt that must have been a painful death for the poor sea creature.
Plastics. Second, I need a little break. Okay, my break's over.
Are actually one of the most common types of debris found in the ocean, and sadly, this poor whale was not the first of its kind to die such an excruciating... My mom died.
Stupid ad. See after it. Okay, so back onto the video.
Humans go again, just humaning up the entire Earth. Tragic. Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So, here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video.
Nope.
Number 1. A modern sea monster. In May 2017, the gooeyest and most horrifying thing washed up on shore in Seram Island in Indonesia, and every single resident was confused beyond redemption. Why? Well, it's not an easy feat to identify gooey, sticky masses and chunks of decomposing flesh.
I don't like that.
Residents of the island woke up to the sight of a beach
Look at all that blood in the water.
boat-sized creature that was oozing with red fluid and had parts of its body inflated with a strange bacteria that produced massive quantities of gas. After a lot of panicking, this gigantic monster was inspected and determined to be a rare and